Yeah, I know. It's been a minute. That's on me. That's on me. I don't know. A lot has been happening for me, at least the past, I don't know. Every time I take a break and I come back, I feel like I tell y'all about something new that's going on. And I just simply can't catch a break. But it's cool though. But honestly, I've been having like this hard time. Because, I don't know. With all the things going on in my life, it's kind of like, if I'm being honest, it's kind of discouraging me and taking away from my drive from posting and bodybuilding and what I usually do. I'm just real tired, and normally I would just go take a break, but now a little bit too much has happened. And so now the pressure's on. So now the past 3 days I've been really sitting and asking myself is social media and bodybuilding really what I want to do with my life? And if I'm gonna I'm always just trying to stay as transparent as possible. But basically, every time I ask myself that question, I get this really, I guess you would say intense feeling of fear of just the future and my fate and my destiny. And I always try to tell you guys to keep a clear head, keep a clear mind, and, just stay focused on the one thing that you want really badly, like your goals and everything, your dreams. And I don't even follow some of the things that I tell you guys, and I don't like being a hypocrite, and that's what makes these moments even more intense, because how can I present myself as someone that truly understands, but once the moment actually becomes my reality, my level of understanding isn't as clear and concise as I had thought it would be. And so, with that being said, making content, training, doing what I usually do has just been so hard. It's just been really hard and really difficult. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just truly on me. There's nobody else to blame. There's nobody to point the fingers at. And if I do point the finger, I'm just looking at a mirror, because that finger is just gonna point right back at me. I'm the problem, and I don't like that. And so, I don't know. After a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching, here's what I've concluded. Every time that I pull up to this gym, or I put my gym clothes on, or I get inspired to make an edit, I get this overwhelming pressure in my chest that damn near makes me want to cry. And this pressure, it's not a bad feeling. It's not a bad feeling at all. It's just pure excitement, and it's a mix of excitement, fear, happiness. It's everything that, I guess you would say, everything that it takes for the future that you want. If you could amass that into just one feeling, I guess that's the feeling that I feel when I think about the things that I'm most passionate about. And that's how I know that this is still something that I really want. not only just to do, but to thrive and be successful at. I still want to be one of the best. I still want to be an Olympian. I still want to be a content creator. I still want to be somebody that can help people. I still want to be all these things. It's just where I'm at right now is the exact version that I need to be to achieve all of those things. It's just my vision on that is just really cloudy. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the rain on the windows, but it's raining here. And not on no corny shit, but I just find it really interesting. Like anytime that like I'm in like an emotionally heightened moment, it's always raining. And I always find that so interesting. And I try to find the correlation between, you know, my feelings and my emotions and who I am as a person. I try to correlate that to the things that I see in my everyday life, because I feel as though a lot of the things that I see, whether it's in media or, you know, out in public or whatever it may be, I feel like I always see a representation, a symbol, or some sort of example that kind of taps into what I'm currently going through or dealing with, or just something that I resonate with, whatever it may be. I always find, you know, outward sources that I can somehow tie back into my everyday life and not make like a story out of it, but just kind of like, I don't know, it's like cliff notes. So like stuff will happen in my life and then like those correlations are like, you know, quick summaries and cliff notes to like to the side, just like things that I notice. But it is now 11:37 and I have 25 minutes of cardio. I'm gonna smack some abs too, and then pose for a little bit, and then I have to cook and then get myself ready for tonight's training session. But alright, I just meal prepped. This is 2 beef meals, a chicken and rice meal. It's supposed to be chicken and sweet potato, but I don't have any sweet potato and I have hella rice, so we'll just, yeah, this is just more rice. Then some eggs right here, and then we're gonna cookie butter, apple pie, Georgia peach, or plain. If we go plain, then we mix it with one of the proteins. But I think I'm feeling Georgia peach. It's good flavor. I don't even know if you can see me, but we're at the gym now. A little fast forward in time. A word that keeps like playing in my head, just from some past conversations, is the word accountability. And, you know, every time I hear it, I always get confused with like myself, because I always feel like I hold myself pretty accountable with everything that I do. And so when I heard it again this past time, for some reason, I don't know, I didn't feel like I believed in myself when I said I was holding myself accountable. And the first thing I thought of was this, you know, my YouTube videos, just all of my content, hell, bodybuilding as a whole, my interactions with my community, like, they haven't been consistent. And, you know, I have to hold myself accountable for that, because, you know, I dream so big and I want all of these great things for myself. But if I can't even keep up with this, how can I expect myself to reach those higher goals? And
that's not me trying to like sell myself short or like giving myself like any kind of doubt with anything. It's just the reality of it. Because realistically speaking, as a person, if you can't even hold yourself accountable for the little things in your life, what makes you expect that you'll have the capabilities to hold yourself accountable for the bigger things in life? You know, like the bigger responsibilities, you know, the bigger workloads, just like, you know, the higher up that, like the further that you want to go, everything's gonna get increasingly harder. But I guess not necessarily it gets harder, or maybe it does get harder, but since you've rallied and worked your way up the ranks, you know, your level of strength is way higher too, so you can like manage. So I don't know how I went from accountability to that. Not too sure, but I'm really fried. It's time to train. Let's go. So just going back on the topic of accountability, I mean, there's a lot of things that I've just not been locked in on. Like, hell, my own physique. In my opinion, I just look very sloppy. And just, I don't know. I can look a lot better. I know I can look a lot better. I know myself in that manner. Like, I know I've just been coasting really, and just, I don't know. I don't really know what I've been doing. But that's one aspect that I could be doing better in. My diet, I mean, I've been pretty good with my diet. It's just I'll have these stints when I get too high. And, you know, munchies be going crazy. And that's another thing, like my smoking, I can definitely relax on that now. There's just so much about myself and in my life that I'm now, you know, seeing for what it really is and how it's affecting me. And I guess that's where, you know, accountability kind of takes in, because I know all of these things that I need to be doing. Like, I know it for a fact, and I'm still not doing it. And then I sit and get upset with myself when I feel a certain way, or things aren't going my way, or, you know, whatever it may be. And it's simply I could always just go back to the stuff that I'm not doing. You know, it's just simple stuff like that I've been thinking about a lot recently. And, you know, I don't know. There's just so much I didn't realize like how much actually happens this young in life, and like how important it is to still find that peace and quietness for yourself, and finding that time to be alone and isolated and still, like practicing stillness. How important that really is as you grow older, because like if you don't, you know, a lot of life's like haymakers and shit, they're gonna end up knocking you down pretty far. And there's gonna be some moments where you don't really feel like getting back up, when you know you can get back up and you have the strength to do it, but you just get so fed up, you're just like, damn, I might stay down here for a little bit. I don't ever want that to happen for any of you guys. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm making this video and just being this transparent, because I don't want anyone to think that like this is just light work. Like in a way I want you to think that, but I don't want you to think that. I want you to think it's light work simply because of like who I am as a person and the kind of work ethic and stuff like that. In that aspect, I want you to think it's light work. But like the reality of it, I want you to understand that none of this is easy. None of this is easy at all. And it's a real like valiant effort that you have to put in for bodybuilding, content creation, whatever it may be in your life that you find most passionate about. There's no way you'll be able to achieve, the highest of the highs if you're just like coasting with it. And for some people it might work out, but that's just what we see on the outside a lot of times. On the inside, they could be going through way worse things or be down way much more, all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, I want y'all to know that I'm a real person and I be going through real things. And no matter how small a problem might seem or how insignificant it might seem, if it elicits some type of emotion or feeling for you that starts to shake you, your feelings are valid. Allow yourself to feel that. Allow yourself to go through that entire moment and really learn from it. Like, really look at why you reacted that way. Look at why that moment made you feel the way that you feel, and why did it cause you to react in a certain way, or why did it cause you to act out on a certain person or thing, or whatever it may be. You got to start asking those questions to yourself in order to really start to understand who you are. And the reason I say to ask those questions is because like all throughout life, you're gonna see like moments, scenarios, situations, whatever it may be, that are carbon copy examples or like very similar experiences like happening in front of you about things that you are constantly worrying about yourself, or something that bothers you very deeply. Stuff like that, you're gonna consistently see it the more and more that you think about it. And that's what's kind of like been happening to me. To be honest, I'm very self-conscious, especially when it comes to making content and everything like that. I'm very self-conscious about the things that I post and everything. And I know I shouldn't be so self-conscious, but it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things about myself. And, damn, I just lost my whole train of thought. God damn it. This happens too consistently. I've got to stop doing this. I don't know where I was going with that, but to tie it all back in, you got to start asking yourself questions. You got to start having conversations with yourself, not in like no creepy or like crazy way, but just like that inside voice that you have, like actually utilize that voice. That's your subconscious. You got to use your subconscious to help you become more conscious, fully conscious. But sorry, I'm a little stoned right now. But yeah, bro, like I really do want to try and put a greater effort towards content. I have like all of these great ideas for videos, especially for edits. I want to start doing like more cinematic storyline kind of edits, like edits that tie into each other, or tie into, like, let's say I'm doing a drop for Axis Ledge or a drop for Controlled Insanity. I want to start making edits that like tie into that and create like a little story, because I feel like, yeah, I like my edits, don't get me wrong, but they're not linear. Like there's no, I mean, to me they're linear, but to you guys, I don't know if you see that they're linear, but maybe I'll explain that one day. But yeah, I want to start doing like more linear edits that like loop into each other or somehow incorporate themselves into each other and just make like some crazy stories, because like, I don't know, I've always enjoyed the concept of storytelling. I've always been like a real, I don't know, I love storytelling. I love hearing stories. I don't know, it's just one of those things that really just brings me peace. And the thing about storytelling is that the level of creativity that you're allowed to have when you're storytelling is it's impossible to even like scale. You have like a limitless amount of creativity. You can throw and do and incorporate whatever it is that you want for your story, as long as it, you know, works with the story. And I think that's so cool, because you can use like I don't know, you could take clips from like, I don't know, the movie Zodiac. I don't know what clips you'd pull from that movie, but let's say you pull clips from the movie Zodiac, and then you pull clips from, I don't know, like Fast and Furious 4. I don't know how you would tie those in, but if you have a vision and you see the story for yourself, then you'll know how to tie those two clips in and make something great, if that makes sense. And that's just how I do a lot of my edits. Like, a lot of times when I make edits of just like a bunch of randomness, that's my version of a hell yeah edit. I love hell yeah edits because it's just like a whole bunch of randomness, but it all makes sense. And that's just like the type of content, and I guess like the type of person that I say I am. Just a bunch of randomness that just makes sense, because I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of things that occur in my life and things that I experience and the situations I end up in, they don't seem real. And honestly, like, it's hella fucking random, but it all makes sense for like the kind of person that I am. So that's why I really enjoy hell yeah edits. I don't really know where that rant came from, but I mean, I'm fucking with it. But other than that, guys, I think I'm gonna end this voiceover here, ending off the workout here. I really do love and appreciate all of you for always sticking around with me and always being there to support your boy when he needs it most. So with that said, I am going to head out now, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If it's about to be your gym session, I hope you have a great session. If you've already had your gym session, I hope it was a great session. To anybody starting their day, I hope you have a great day. To anybody that's ending their day, I hope you had a great day, and I hope you have a good night. But other than that, y'all, I love y'all. Stay strong.